Hi, this is Seid, founder of Cascadia Workshops. I work with people like you who want to make the world a better place than they found it and who are also committed to their own personal growth and development. I work with all kinds of people, different kinds of activists. I do communication skills, coaching and training, and increasingly, especially for the last few years, so many people from my audience have been approaching me for business coaching. At first I thought this is ridiculous, but then I realized they're seeing things I'm doing in my business that are really helpful to them. And I have studied with some of the biggest names in online marketing as well as offline business. People like Jeff Walker, who created Product Launch Formula, Brendan Burchard, Bill Barron, Ryan Eliason, John Egan. I've studied with so many people who really have a command of the online space and of how to do business. And the reason that I invested so heavily for so many years in learning from these people is that I was totally clueless how to run a business. And now, as I've been learning from all these people and putting it together, I've synthesized a fairly simple 9-step system for how to start your business from scratch. The thing that I want to talk to you about today is a really cool set of concepts that I learned from Brendan, and it's not actually one of the steps of my system. It's something that works in the background as part of the OS, part of the operating system, because in everything that I'm doing, I use these as a lens that I look at things through. So I think you'll enjoy this very much. And these are the 4 Ps. So the 4 Ps are positioning, packaging, promoting, and partnering. Positioning is really key because it's basically the angle that you're giving people, the perspective that you're giving people on what you do, why you do it, and how you do it. I'll give you an example of positioning. A good friend of mine runs a really amazing website called herbmentor.com, and he teaches people how to work with herbs and make home remedies. Now, he could have positioned himself, and this is John Gallagher, by the way, shout out to my friend John. He could have positioned himself as the person in the white lab coat and saying, well, these are the scientific qualities of the herbs, and this is how they interface with your body's physiology, and this is how they work. Or he could have positioned himself as, come out in the woods and I'll teach you how to harvest, and he does a little bit of that. But when you go to his website, actually, you see photos of him and his family. And the positioning is, we are a family. He and his wife Kimberly work together on the business. We want to help other families become more self-empowered around home remedies for their family. So that's what I mean by positioning. It's which facet of all the possible facets for how you want to present yourself, how do you present that to the world? So positioning also means that you are establishing your expertise and your credibility. On that note, there are 3 kinds of experts. The researcher reporter, who has researched and read everything and presenting simply based on that. But then there's also the person who's obtained results. They've done these things and they can show you the results. And then there's somebody who's setting themselves up as the role model. And so you get to be very intentional in your business on how you position yourself for your ideal audience. Packaging is really key because it's how people interface visually and textually with your products, your services. So like your website, what color scheme, the things that we often think of in terms of branding, the visual branding, that's all part of packaging. And it also involves, how do you offer your programs? For example, I don't have physical programs. I've chosen up to this point to not have physical products that people buy. I have all my stuff be downloadable because I was concerned about the carbon footprint and about just creating more plastic in the world. So I wanted my things to be really accessible online and mostly downloadable. That's how I've chosen to package my products. But a lot of it is essentially, if you think of packaging, it's how people visually interface with your stuff. Promoting is really straightforward, getting the word out there, letting people know. So I've said this in other videos, you could have the cure for cancer, but if nobody can find out, then who cares? So I've developed this amazing thing, but if I'm not letting the world know about it, then really it doesn't matter. So promoting means letting people know about this wonderful opportunity that they get to work with you or take one of your courses or experience your amazing products or services. And partnering is one of the most overlooked pieces in a business. And everything I'm doing, I'm looking at how can I partner? Who are my partners in this particular area? I'll give you a couple of examples. I happen to be a certified trainer in a process called nonviolent communication. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed seeing about business in the online space is how your conventional sense of competition actually breaks down into collaboration and partnership. So my number one competition in the online space for nonviolent communication education is an organization called NVC Academy. And guess what? They're also one of my main promotional partners. I am an affiliate of theirs, so I actually receive checks quarterly from these folks because of work I've already done that resides in their multimedia library or products that I sell through another program of theirs called the NVC Marketplace. So we are promotional partners, and even though they're my number one competition, we actually support each other and help each other's businesses thrive, and that makes both of us stronger. I'll give you another example of partnering. Also in the nonviolent communication space, a few years ago, I hosted an interview series, called it a telesummit, like a summit of people coming together. It was a 3-week event where I interviewed other colleagues of mine, nonviolent communication trainers, who were creating positive change work in the world. And that I called the event A Path with Heart. And you can look it up, apathwithheart.net, and it's all hyphenated. And it was an amazing project. I thought maybe 100 people would register, and I had 1,700 people register from over 40 countries. And part of the power of that was that I wasn't just highlighting my expertise, I was interviewing all these different people, and it was really a powerful form of partnering with all these other trainers. Not only did they email to their contacts and have their contacts come to the event, who also got on my list, but I used that same event, partnering with so many people, to also position myself. So I interviewed them, and I put myself at the center of each of those conversations. And so I was able to position myself as someone who is a key person, a key go-to person, not the key go-to person, but an important go-to person within the realm of this intersection of nonviolent communication and positive social change. So there you have it, the 4 Ps: positioning, packaging, promoting, and partnering. And in everything you do, have that as the operating system in the back of your mind while you're doing your business. Remember, there's a difference between working in your business and working on your business. So when you hire someone to be a coach or a mentor, you get to work in your business sometimes with them, but more importantly, you get to take a step back and work on your business and help them craft the ideal type of business that you want. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a comment below and let me know if you have any feedback or any questions, and I would love to be in a dialogue with you. Thanks.